Alright, this is a love reading for Scorpio. I do have some channeled readings for you. Channeled messages, readings, whatever you want to call them. There's working hard and playing hard and a new routine. So you might be actually thinking about doing something or kind of putting more things that would help you maintain weight or maintain, a sense of being all together. It depends of if you need to be organized or you need to get fit. Some people do a bit of both. But you kind of want to work in a lot of different things into your schedule. Alright, so there could be a bit more stuff being added. Don't overbook yourself and don't overdo it. But I feel like you're on the right track. Alright? So let's start off the week of love reading. I don't know where I got this, so don't ask. But the first card is going to represent the love theme of the week, which is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is romantic life picking up the pace, excitement, passion, surprises in love, speedy developments in a relationship, over eager rush judgments, and holiday romances. So you might actually be meeting somebody Labor Day weekend or, other places. You might actually meet somebody at a bar, but, who's to say? But it's not a bad place to meet people. It's just understand that you're meeting people at a bar. Alright, so it's not like, they could be really fun when they're drunk, but they could be really boring when they're sober. So just remember that. Anyway, so the second card is going to be Love Challenge, which is the Three of Swords in reverse. So, forgiving one another, moving on after pain, separation. So, you could be moving on from a separation, or because of reasons, which you don't have to tell me reasons. But yeah, there's, it's probably one of those relationships where it kind of ran its course. It wasn't necessarily a bad relationship. It wasn't necessarily a good relationship. It was kind of in the middle. Okay. Number 3 is your lesson in this relationship, which is going to be the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is demanding partners, heavy burden of love creating responsibilities. Stress creates issues in a relationship, blaming yourself, clinginess, over eager to please, and oppression. So there was a point where you kind of felt like you were out of energy. You didn't feel like this was worth it. You were just kind of like, I'm doing all this work, but I don't feel like it's being, reconciled or, kind of being, removed to me or whatever, not revolverating back, I had the best word, I always have the best words, but, yeah, and kind of tongue-tied, so there might be kind of, like, that thing of weakness and trying to explain yourself, and you might not be able to find the words all the time, so that's probably why this relationship kind of continued without you actually speaking up on your behalf, so that could also be it too. So, let's see. Your person's lesson in this relationship is the Death card, which is your card, actually, so it's a pretty fun one. So, let's see. We have changes in a relationship, changes in romantic life, ending a relationship, outgrowing a relationship, new relationships, parting, accepting the inevitable a relationship change. So, there's they're moving on from this relationship. It was probably, a very, stressful relationship for you, and maybe it was very easy for them. I hate relationships like that, because one person's putting in all the work, and all the other person has to do is receive. There's not give and take in this relationship, I don't think. So, probably they were giving on a very low level basis and you were giving on a very high level basis, all right? So let's see. We have growth zone. So this is where you both either grew as a relationship or a partnership, and kind of where the lessons were. We have the sun in reverse. The sun in reverse is boredom, taking love for granted, being unable to see happiness in the relationship. So there's probably no happiness because there was no like real thing to look forward to in the relationship. It just kind of was what it was, and then that was it. So that's kind of how I feel it was. Like you weren't feeling fulfilled, and you weren't feeling like there was love there, or it was just kind of like a starter relationship that you didn't really want to be in long term. Could be a bit of both. So we have sex and romance here. So there's we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords in reverse is rejection from pressuring lover, reuniting passions. So there might have been like a really good sex life, but it wasn't like a good relationship, if that makes sense. So you might have been constantly looking for new things to do as a partnership, but this was kind of like a kind of more sexually based, I want to say. So there was really no intention of it being long term. It could be long term, but like I don't think both partners were in it to win it, you know. So if it was meant to be long term, it was meant to be long term. If it was only meant for one thing, then it's going to be meant for one thing. It's not going to be like they change their mind. I've seen a few people do that though, where they get into a relationship for one reason and then it kind of spirals into something else. It usually happens on like chick flicks, but it's like in real life that would never happen. You know, it kind of over romanticizes what could and couldn't happen in a relationship scenario. So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully you get into a relationship that's fulfilling and nice. Or this relationship that you're in kind of gets new energy from it. I don't feel like it's a bad relationship. I just feel like it might be kind of like stagnated at the moment. Because you can only see one thing happening in it, you know? It's not like you're like, oh, I like your company, let's go out, eat, or go on vacation or something. It's kind of like, let's do this, and then that's it. You know, it's nothing really surprising or, you know, emotional about it. It's just kind of like, there you go. And then that's it. You know, so you might want to explain that to them or express what you want to happen out of a relationship and ask them what they want to have happen out of a relationship. You might want to have a meeting of the minds every week so that you can kind of have a fresh expectation of what you want and what they want. You know, it's a difference of opinion because you both are two different individuals that want different things out of life and your relationships. And maybe you want to have a meeting of the minds so that they kind of know what's happening with you. And, you know, stuff to look forward to, you know, stuff like that. But it's something to keep it fresh. It doesn't have to be like craziness. It just has to be talking. And that could work wonders in certain situations. So you might want to talk to your partner about stuff so that they kind of know what you expect and ask them what they expect. So then you can kind of have a compromise or a meeting in the middle or something to that effect. Also, it would help you to know where your partner is and what's going on in their personal life and what they're looking forward to. So you won't interrupt them when they're doing stuff or they're working hard to achieve something that's one of their goals, you know. Anyway, Scorpio, hopefully this helps you out in some way, shape, or form. I know it's hard with the relationships sometimes, but I feel like this is just a stagnation. It's not a bad relationship, it's just, you know, you probably have gone through like the autopilot version of your relationship. If you want more, you're going to have to talk to your partner and kind of get into more relationship type things to do together and then build upon that. It could be a lot of stress too, but hopefully it's kind of, something that you're going to try out and see if the relationship can grow and improve from what it was to what it could be. Okay, so it's a difference of opinion. Anyway, Scorpio, I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this week goes by well. I know it's a lot to take on and a lot to talk about, but hopefully it can be savaged and, paint it with paint and kind of bedazzle it a little bit so it's a little bit fresh. So you have stuff to look forward to in your relationship, alright? Anyway, I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.